and I am a nerd, and you are lucky enough to be here for the May 2017 Worldox Virtual User Group meeting. I almost made it to the end without taking a breath. A long thing to say, but it is exciting, and today we are talking about moving entire blocks of documents all at once. Like taking everything from a certain matter, regardless of what document type it is, and moving it all to a different matter, all in one fell swoop. Mary Jo is going to show you the secrets that go into making that happen. And I'm going to talk about the new Office 365 integration that Worldox has built and is currently, I think it's either just gotten out of beta testing or is in the tail end of its beta testing. So we'll go into a bit of detail about that. Now, without further ado, I'm going to press a couple buttons and we're going to end up in Worldox with Mary Jo talking about moving blocks of documents.
Okay. So, Paul, where do you have us here? I don't even know. So I'm going to get
out
of
there. So you can get out of there.
All right. So I'm just going to go into Purdue Law, and we are going to say that we have some documents that we either profiled in here accidentally, or there's just some in here we want to get to a different client, a different matter, whatever that reason may be. We've got documents in Worldox, and we need to move them to a different place. So I'm going to sort this or get down to a section where I have some other types of documents besides email. Yeah, you probably have a bunch of stuff for email in here. Yeah, let's just look at our filter and see what we have. Let's do our doc management and let's do some PDFs. There we go. All right. I want to have a couple of different doc types so that I can show you whether or not it was a PDF or an email or whatever isn't really as relevant as the fact that I just want to get some different kinds of documents. This could represent, correspondence, discovery, emails, different things. I just want some different types. So I'm going to grab a couple of documents and just grab, I don't know, we got a Word, we've got a PDF or two. So here's 4. And I want to move these to a completely different matter. Now, I have 2 options. I can copy them and leave a copy over here, or I can move them and actually move everything out of this matter into another. So either way, it's going to be the same process, but one is going to leave a copy in this matter if I copy, and the other is going to remove it from this matter and completely move it to another. So I'm going to do the move. So I'm going to move the 4 documents I have checked. Now, I could have done a Control-A and selected all of these documents and move them. So if I put it under the total wrong matter for all of this, I could do that. Now, I don't know how many documents I actually have in here. It's like 36 or so, but I didn't want to move all of them for time's sake. So it's asking me if I want the 4 selected, continue, and now it's going to ask me where do I want to move them to. So the first thing that I want to do is I'm going to change the matter to Attorney Computer Systems. We're just going to move that right over there and see if it's going to help me find that. And it's probably spelled wrong. What did I do here? Yeah, here we go. Attorney Computer Systems. So I'm just going to move it to this one. The matter is going to, I can select that. Now, if I want to retain the doc type that's already on each one of these documents, because I could have, like I said, email, correspondence, pleadings, all kinds of different doc types. If I simply put an asterisk in the doc type, it will remember and look at whatever the doc type is currently and keep it. Same thing with the author and typist. If I wanted to change the actual doc type, let's say I had put a whole bunch of correspondence into pleading or something and I wanted to change it, I could change just that to be all pleading or all correspondence. If I put it all under the wrong author, I could do the same thing. But if I want to retain it and keep everything exactly as is and just simply move it to a different matter, I can leave these all as asterisks and it will keep that for me. I'm going to move them. It's going to ask me if I'm sure. Do I want to move those 4 files? Yes, I am. And it's going to go ahead and move them. Now, the next box that pops up, didn't pop up. Did you tell it not to? Okay. Well, there's usually a box that will pop up here that will ask you, do you want to open that list of the documents that I just moved so that I could go see them? And I could say yes if I wanted to go in and just look at those and make sure I did it right. Or I can say, no, I just wanted to move them. I don't want to actually get into that. So Paul, like you said, has probably disabled that on our system. But I'm going to go into that Attorney Computer Systems file. And I'm just going to open them up. And I'm going to get in here. And I think it might have been there. Nope, that's the other one. Let me get in here. Okay, so I'm going to go into the 100 matter, say OK, and I should see those 4 documents I just moved, and here they are. The hosted invoice, the test doc stamp. Those have all moved over here to this new matter. If I want to move them back, I can just select those 4, and I can move them back. And again, just hitting move. Yes, those 4 documents. Leaving everything the same here, except instead I'm going to move them back to Purdue Law. Say move. Yes, and it will move them all back.
So the secret is the asterisk.
Yes, keeping the information the same. Now, I also could do this if I were out in my Windows file structure. I could grab a group of documents and then send them into Worldox and also group them that way as well. There's lots of different things that you can do when you're moving documents in mass. But to move them just from matter to matter, client to client, you can simply use the asterisk to retain any information in the record, pick and choose what you want to change, and hit move.
And of course that applies to other stuff. Maybe you want to move stuff within a confidential cabinet with you want to retain the author and typist. Maybe you have some sort of doc type in there that's different. Or maybe you have some sort of field in there, like whether or not it's been presented to the executive committee or whatever. I don't know, some sort of field that you want to retain. The asterisk is always going to be the key. Very cool. Okay. I'm going to switch back to our presentation, and I'm going to show you some stuff. Oops, not that. That is kind of new, and so therefore I can't really show it to you because I want to just talk about what's available for the Worldox add-in for Office 365. Now, let me lay the groundwork here. If you have Worldox Web Mobile, which is a requirement for the add-in, so if you already have it, you can go into Worldox Web Mobile, you can access documents from your system, and then you can download them to whatever device and work on them and then get them back into Worldox. But it's kind of cumbersome because you do have to, you can't just be in Word and say I want to open up a certain document. You merely, you really have to go into the separate Worldox web interface, find a document through whatever means, and then download it to the device and then go and open it from that download copy. So it's not like regular, what we call thick client Worldox, meaning the real running copy of Worldox on your machine. It's not like you just find something, double click it, and bam, there it is. It's kind of cumbersome. You have to figure out how to get around the Worldox web mobile interface, which is a little different, not that much different. You have to find the document, you double click it, and then you would expect it to open, and it doesn't. What it really does is it brings it down somewhere, and then you have to understand your device and where it's going to have put it, and you have to go find it there and then get it into whatever you want to edit it in. And then you have to save it and put it back in Worldox. You don't just save it and have it go back into Worldox. So the folks at Worldox said, well, this new Office 365 has the ability to build these add-ins, and so we're going to do it. And the add-in allows you to either know that you're going to need something and just send it out to your Office 365 cloud, or to simply go into Web Mobile directly from within the running copy of Word in your Office 365 browser-based version. So you can be on some mobile device, go into the browser-based version of Word, hit a button, and get that document instantly. And so that's what we're going to talk about. The requirements for this to work are a code rev of 12, 15, 16 or later in Worldox GX4. So if you don't have the latest version of Worldox, you're going to want to check and see what version you're running. And you can get into that. I don't really want to jump out of this presentation, but if you right-click on the little Worldox icon that's up down next to your clock and say About, one of the things it's going to show you is the code rev date. And so you want to make sure yours is later than 12, 15, 16. You do need Worldox Web Mobile, either the hosted version that Worldox hosts for you or one that you are running on-premise if you're a larger firm and have a Worldox Web Mobile server. And that has to have a code rev of 122.17 or later. And you have to have either an enterprise or business subscription to Microsoft Office 365. That is the prerequisites for this to run. The add-ins then are available for the Office 365 browser-based versions of Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Now, there's two ways you can do this. You can take a document, and this is just a slide that I captured from a Worldox demonstration. And what we basically are doing is we have checked this document out, okay? And then when we go into the online browser-based version of Word, which is what this is, and click on the Worldox add-in, you will get to a box where you will see the documents that you have checked out. One is an Excel document, one is a regular Word document. And so here's the Word document. All we have to do is go into Word Online, or the Office 365 browser-based version of Word, go into the add-in, and that document will be right there because you checked it out to Office 365. You said, I'm going to send this out to Office 365 where my Office 365 users can see it. When you're done, you check it back in. Now, the other thing that you can do is you can simply, and when you do this, here's that document coming in. When we open it up, it shows us that there's 7 versions. It lets us click on edit, and it lets us edit it. And then when we save it, we're saving it right back to that checked out version. When you get back to the office, then all you have to do is save that document, or check that document back in. So that's the starting in Worldox, ending in Worldox workflow. We know we're going to work on this document, or that somebody's going to work on it in our Office 365 online environment. We check it out to that environment. We go to that browser-based copy of Word, and we go into the add-in, and it's right there. The other way to use this is to have the add-in take you straight to an inline running copy of Worldox Web. Anyone who's seen Worldox Web knows that this is kind of what it looks like. It shows you your bookmarks, your favorites, workspaces, cabinets, and favorite files. So it lets you go to your documents any of these ways. So you can say, well, show me my bookmarks, or show me my favorite matters, or show me my workspaces, or take me directly to cabinets and let me search within them. And so you can simply go to the add-in and say, I want to search for a document in Worldox Web, and it will bring that copy of Worldox Web right into the Office 365 online environment, the Word online environment. You do not, with this running, you do not need to go over to Worldox Web, find the document, check it out, and download it, and then go into Word and find it. It's all within your running copy of Word Online. So it's embedded right there. All you do is go into the add-in, say, I want to open up a document in Worldox Web, and bam, you get into Worldox Web, you find the document, and it comes right over here. When you save it, it goes right back to Worldox. None of the kind of wanky, back and forth between Worldox Web and whatever you're pulling it up in. It's already, Worldox Web is, with this add-on, already built in to Word Online. So that's it. That's how Worldox Web and the add-in run. They run directly from Word Online or Excel Online or PowerPoint Online. You do have to have that code release. There's a little bit to setting it up. You need to download the add-in from the add-in store. Once they get out of beta testing, that'll be available in the add-in store, which is kind of like the Microsoft's answer to the iTunes or the Apple App Store. It's just a place to get these add-ins for Word and Excel and PowerPoint and the other Office 365 products. You do have to have the right code release of Worldox. You do have to have Worldox Web Mobile, and you have to have the right code release of it. If you have those things and you have Office 365 in either a business or enterprise environment, then you have everything you need to get this running to where you can load documents directly through an inline copy of Worldox Web into Word or Excel or PowerPoint Online. And that's that. So, next month, we are talking about removing favorites. Most of you know how to make favorites, how your favorite matters come to be, how your favorite documents come to be, how you can have chosen favorites that will always stay favorites. But what do you do when you're done with them? How do you get rid of them? How do you get rid of a matter that you don't want to be a favorite anymore? How do you get rid of a document that you don't want to be a chosen favorite anymore? Mary Jo's going to talk about that. I am going to talk about a column that you can add to Outlook to show you which emails have been put in Worldox. Kind of cool. I've been wishing for this for the longest time, and I don't know if it's something new. I think it is. We just discovered it. So it's I believe come out in the last several releases, and it's a column that you can enable in Outlook. We're going to show you how to use that. Now, of course, it wouldn't be a virtual user group meeting if I did not jump over here to our website, which is attorneycomputersystems.com. Of course, notice the emphasis on the last S in the word systems. attorneycomputersystems.com. If you hover over this videos or click the link, you will either see that drop down or you'll be taken to a page that describes all of our video titles. Our 4 live events. You are currently at the Worldox Virtual User Group meeting. We also have virtual user group meetings for Practice Master and Tabs. And our Coffee Pot webinar. Those are our 4 live events. And if you click on one of those things, like the very place that you are right now, you'll be taken to a page for that where you'll see a description of the Worldox Virtual User Group meetings. You'll see the next scheduled event. This will change in about an hour to the next month's topic. With that next scheduled event, you'll have links that you can click on. They're the same link. They take you to the same place. They're just 2 different links to register for that. And then as you scroll down, you will find recorded copies of all the Worldox Virtual User Group meetings or Tabs or Practice Master or the Coffee Pot webinars that we've done before that day. So everything that we've ever done, Worldox, Practice Master, Tabs, Virtual User Group meetings, Coffee Pot webinars, has not only been done live, but it's also been recorded and it's here. We also have our 2 pre-recorded titles. We have the eBite video series that Mary Jo does. She does 3 of these each month, 1 on Tabs, 1 on Practice Master, 1 on Worldox. These are short little 2 or 3 minute videos with some really cool, concise thing that we discovered, concisely explained and briefly described. The Paul and Mary Jo show is our longer format title, where either I or Mary Jo will take a broader topic and take a deeper dive into it, spending 10, 15, sometimes 20 minutes getting into all the intricacies that surround that particular topic. So please take advantage of these videos. They're here for you to browse through and even search using our search capabilities 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so please use them. Everybody have a good rest of the day and a good rest of the month, and we will see you in June. Thanks. Bye-bye.